Hey guys, welcome to this episode of Jake Makes. Today, we're going to be doing something a little bit different, not really a project today, more of an experiment. Today, I'm going to be trying to build fire arrows. Like this. Why on earth would I make fire arrows? If you are seriously asking yourself that question right now, leave. And never come back. And then we're going to use them to burn down a Christmas tree. Let's get started. Now to make fire arrows, logically you have to have an arrow which you set on fire. So first I'm going to show you how to make a really simple arrow out of a dowel rod. This is a 3/8 dowel rod. Doesn't really matter what wood it is. It'd be nice if it was hardwood. This is genuine USA poplar. Renewable source. Saving the tropical rainforest. That's a good thing. First things first, get yourself your dowel. Second things second, cut it to size. Here's how you find out the size. First of all, you take your longbow, which you have conveniently hung on the wall and gotten down, well, whatever. Then you set the arrow to the bow, like this. Let's see, I think I'm still in frame. Set the arrow to the bow, and you pull back to your custom draw length, preferably without letting go and shooting the arrow through a window, which I'm about to do. Actually, a smarter thing would be just to pull the thing back like this. In fact, you don't even need the bow at all, stupid Jake. First things first, you take it, hold it like this, like you'd knock it to the string, extend your arm and pull it back like that. You want to pull it back to about your chin, ear if you're a longbowman person. And then what you're going to do is you're going to mark a little bit in front of where your fist is, like this, see? And since this is a fire arrow, we want to get a full draw and then add quite a bit because you're going to have fire on the tip and you don't want the fire too close to your hand, logically. So I'm going to cut it about right here, which is good because the dowel is already broken right there. So I'm just going to cut that off. Now we'll knock the back of the shaft. That's the little notch that your bowstring goes into. First, I drill a hole about 1/4 of an inch down from the top of the shaft, right in the middle. Looking at it now, that was a bit too low. Do it a little higher. Then you take a saw, and starting from the top at an angle, go down and meet the hole at an edge. Clean it up with a file. Now we do some quick and easy fletching with duct tape. This part is way too difficult to explain, so I'm not even going to. Is it pretty? No. Will it make the arrow fly relatively straight? Yes. Now because this is a fire arrow, I'm not going to worry about putting a sharp tip on there, or like a metal tip, practice tip, or hunting tip on there. If you want to, go ahead. It would just be a waste of time for a fire arrow though. You can sharpen the tip, like this arrow here. It's just got a sharpened dowel tip, or you can stick a metal tip on there. Do whatever you want to. They make really great little target arrows, or hunting arrows too. You could, arrows aren't rocket science, they're just arrows. Now to make it a fire arrow. I got an old rag here. I'm going to just wrap it up on the end. Like that. Now I take some copper wiring I have and wrap that around it a couple times to hold it in place. That ain't moving. That's on the pretty good. Now what you do is you dip this thing in oil, kerosene or lighter fluid, gasoline, something like that. Light it up and shoot it. I also want to try one more thing. I saw on Nighthawk and Light's YouTube channel, you should check that out. He made some fire arrows using steel wool. And he just stuck that on the end of his arrow, and you know, steel wool is pretty flammable, and it makes this really cool reaction when you light it. And especially, you ever seen those videos of guys swinging lit steel wool around on a string, rain sparks everywhere? It looks really, really awesome. You should look that up. You stick steel wool on an arrow, you light it, and then flying through the air, it pretty much rains sparks and looks really, really awesome. So I'm going to do that. So I just wrapped some duct tape around the arrow right here to make it bigger so that the steel wool can't slide all the way down the shaft. So just stick the steel wool on the top of that there. You light it, shoot it, and it rains sparks and looks really, really cool. So I'm going to try that too. So I have 2 regular fire arrows, 1 steel wool fire arrow. I think we're ready to go light up a Christmas tree. Alright, first up, we got the steel wool trig. Shot at that board right there. That's pretty cool. Even started a little fire. Remember kids, don't try this at home. Do it at a friend's house. And in case you guys, like, for some reason don't get it, the fire is intentional. This wasn't an accident. I'm trying to light stuff on fire. I'm not worried or scared or anything. Toasting my cardboard, though. Might need to put it out at some point. That was fun. Alright, now I got some tiki lighter oil. It's like I don't even remember what it is. Anyway, it's probably like kerosene or something. I'm just going to pour a little bit of it into this cup. Or a lot of it, whatever. Then I take and stick my arrow in here and let it soak up all that fuel. I'm now doubting that this is going to shoot very far because it's really heavy, which makes sense. I mean, soaking up a lot of liquid. Let's try to get some of that out. And remember, this isn't gasoline. This isn't like super, super flammable or dangerous, okay? It's not going to explode if I get it in the cup or light it on fire, okay? Don't try gasoline. That's way different. If you don't know what you're doing with something like that, you could blow yourself up and get really badly hurt, okay? And don't try this at home ever, even though I am. Alright, I'm going to go for the small Christmas tree first and do the bigger one when it's darker. I'm curious how flammable this particular fuel is. I might need some more volatile stuff. That looks like it's working pretty well. Oh gosh, that is so cool. This is way cooler looking than I thought it was going to be. I was afraid of that. See, the speed of it going out put out the fire. Let's see if we can do that again with some different results. There's less fuel this time, so maybe that'll help. I feel so awesome right now. Oh, that was cool. Oh, look at that. It's smoking. Looks like it's gonna work. Alright, the problem with the first shot was too much fuel. Up goes the Christmas tree. Oh, dadgum, look at that.
I understand. Turn it on.
No, wait.
Don't make it full.
That thing is a lot more sturdy.
Wait, put it on the bus.
Ah, fire.
Wait, I'm freezing.